There are two crimes which tell me very clearly that the compulsion to commit them far outweighs the danger of getting caught, even when that danger is huge and nearly assured. There's a familiar prayer that makes no mention of sin. It only refers to temptation because it knows that temptation is enough. Temptation leads to compulsion, which obliterates reason and makes sinful, babbling fools of us all. Hopefully not to the extent of these two transgressions. The first is the one where the high school teacher is banging the student, or several of them, all under the legal age. Frequently, drugs and alcohol are involved. Increasingly, the teacher is a woman having sex with a young male student, or a number of them. In this region of the country alone, we have several cases of this every year. It's as common as people embezzling funds from a charity. And they're very high-profile news. They get more publicity than most murder trials, probably because of the salacious nature of the testimony, the point-by-point references to specific sexual contacts, the party atmosphere, the general air of wanton debauchery. Stuff people really like to hear and then announce their hearty disapproval. Some see the young men as pathetic victims and think the teacher is guilty of rape, along with numerous other offenses, chief among them the abuse of a position of trusted authority. Others see young men whose wild oats happen to get sprayed into a hot teacher, something other young males can only dream or fantasize about. The teacher is usually apprehended because the young men boast to others about their prowess and conquest, word spreads, and eventually someone blows the whistle. These cases, when they come to light and reach the courtroom, attract a great deal of notoriety. They stand out like lighthouses, sending a powerful beacon of warning to anyone who might consider engaging in such behavior. Because regardless of how these cases are viewed, in the end, though the exact legal penalty may vary, from somewhat lenient to severely chastising, the result is the same. The teacher's life is ruined, she is fired, disgraced, never to teach again, and she is registered as a sexual offender. Her reputation is destroyed. This happens time and again, and the terrible result is never enough to prevent the next occurrence. Does the teacher really think these young men will never tell? The secret is safe with them. No one will know, no one will suspect, no one will ever find out in a high school. Most likely they don't think. They can't think. They are blinded by whatever desire they have and ignore the certain outcome. They are doomed, and somehow, by some odd calculus, they don't know it. The other crime, which invites disbelief, is when a man communicates with a young woman on the internet, and, well, you know the rest of this because it happens so frequently. He escalates from friendly chatter to suggestive references to open sexual invitation, and a clandestine meeting is planned where the virtual relationship can be physically consummated, and the guy shows up, which is when he learns the young woman is a cop who has been stringing him along, leading him, as it were, into temptation, those terrible, deep, desperate waters which, against all the pleas of common sense, he cannot resist. You hear about this all the time. I believe there was a TV show in which they nailed entire groups of these poor shitheads, a parade of them, week after week on camera, someone with a microphone asking them, "What were you thinking? What were you thinking?" They were thinking that they were going to hook up with a tender, young, willing pussy, and the mere possibility of that coming true was enough to override all the horns and sirens and blasting lights, warning them, "No, don't do this, it's a trap." They throw their lives away for the sake of scratching that dark, deep, damnable itch. They appear to be not only perverted, but also incredibly stupid, because they have succumbed to temptation. It alone was stronger than their will, their reason, and their fear of getting caught. It doesn't seem possible, but it's true, true, true. The next verification of this is but a few days away.